Thank you. Thank you, Rob. It's not my first time here. Some of you may recognize me. I was also here last year and the year before last year. In fact, 2 years ago, we announced the vectoring partnership we had concluded with Alcatel-Lucent. 1 year ago, we gave you a status update on how the development was going. And now we are 1 quarter just ahead of the commercial launch of vectoring. So I want to give you a peek view on where we are and how we will actually deploy this technology. For those who do not know Belgacom, we're not one of the 7 big operators in Europe. We are a smaller operator or a mid-sized operator. We are the incumbent in Belgium. We still have over 3 million fixed lines. Just to give you an idea, there are 4.6 million households in Belgium. Our customer base for broadband is at this moment 1.6 million. Out of this 1.6 million, over 1 million are already on VDSL because we were quite advanced with the VDSL rollout. In fact, we started already in 2003 introducing this technology. And so this is the reason why the majority of our lines is already on VDSL. The reason why we are pushing so hard is in fact easy. It's competition. We have seen in one of the previous presentations that cable is only 25% of the total broadband market worldwide. In Belgium, it's not like that. Belgium, together with Holland and Switzerland, is one of the 3 most cabled countries worldwide, and more people have a cable subscription than they have a fixed line subscription. So we are facing a very fierce competitor who has launched their services in '98 when the market was opened up for the telcos to them. And so this is the reason why we are pushing this far, first with ADSL, then with VDSL, and now with vectoring. As a consequence of this competition, we started very early with IPTV in 2005. And so now we have over 1.4 million customers on the IPTV platform. So you see that there is a very big, let's say, part of the broadband customer base also on television. And this is also related to the last bullet item, the total number of packs. We are quite successful, and we see that customers really want triple play services. And so over 1 million or even 1.2 million customers have at least a triple play pack, in some cases a quadruple play pack with mobile included in it. Our fixed network is very advanced, like I said. We have 99.85% DSL coverage. So we don't have that many rural areas thanks to our topography, obviously. We have over 86% VDSL coverage. So we're still continuing this rollout. Like I've said, we started it already in 2003. So we started 10 years ago in doing this. And we are second in Europe with this rollout. I think it's fair to say that Swisscom is more advanced with VDSL rollout. We have 93% TV coverage, which is also very high, and which is the reason why we have this high percentage of customers on IPTV, which are also having DSL with us. So we were quite advanced with bringing fiber closer to the customer, and our CEO was really very keen on doing this as soon as possible. And so we put first ADSL, so that was at the end of the 90s. But as of the early 2000, we started with VDSL and introducing fiber to the street cabinet. And we have put, in the meantime, 19,000 kilometers of fiber in the access network to connect the local exchanges with the street cabinets. We have something like 600 local exchanges and 28,000 street cabinets. Over 21,000 street cabinets are already connected with fiber with the local exchange. And so this explains why we are at this moment at 86% of VDSL coverage. So we have fiber very close to the customer, and we were also pioneering with vectoring. Again, with this competitive situation, we need to bring our speeds as high as possible. We have at this moment already 3 simultaneous HD streams offered to our customers on our current offer, but we have to extend this for other services. And like we have seen also from previous speakers, we need more bandwidth. I'm not sure we need 1 gigabit symmetrical tomorrow, but it's fair to say that the hunger for bandwidth will continue, and we really see it more evolutionary than revolutionary, and we believe that with copper we will bridge some gap which is still with fiber there, but there may be intermediate steps before going fiber to the home all the way everywhere. We already had an in-house development, dynamic line management, which is already boosting the speeds further up. And so we have already offers up to 50 megabits at this moment on DSL. We don't give the full theoretical speed towards our customers because, like you have seen, we have this high percentage of TV customers. So there are severe stability and robustness requirements on these services, and that's the reason why we don't open up fully the line profiles. We have to make sure that the severe error second rate is under control, and also other technical requirements are respected. So obviously, so this is again the dynamic line management. You know by now the principle of vectoring. We want to cancel the crosstalk which is happening between copper pairs in the same cable. And vectoring is really the technology which allows this. And what speeds are concerned, we will bring the speed up to 50 megabits video grade, and up to 70 megabits internet grade. Again, this video grade means that the customer needs to have this 50 megabits at all times. He cannot have at any moment less than the 50 megabits because he may have HD services, more than 3 in this case even, because we have HD services at this moment at 7 or 8 megabit. But in the future there will be 4K services possible, and so that's why there is always a requirement on the video application to offer really very robust and stable signals. And so this is why we make a distinction between the speed for regular internet, which is the highest one, and the speed for the video services. So then in the future, and like I've said, vectoring is not the end game. We can put again dynamic line management on top of the vectoring, and then bringing the speed up probably up to 100 megabit. And then we all know that G.fast is a next logical step to take. So like I've said, copper is not dead yet. We still see a decent future for it. Now, the introduction of vectoring is not that straightforward. There are a lot of challenges. First of all, there is the technology. Like I've said, we started the development together with Alcatel 2 years ago already, and we did first lab testing, then tests in cable farms, and now we are at this moment, for a couple of months, we're already doing field tests. Because it's really, let's say, a top-notch technology, and it needs to be tested very well before putting it in the live network. So we have now the video grade profiles up and running. I've recognized some of our slides in previous presentations, so we really see that the vectoring lives up to the expectations and is really bringing this delta on this positive delta on the speed front. A second point of attention is the CPE equipment, so the home gateways or the modems and routers. They need to be, in order to benefit from the vectoring technology, they need to be vector ready, we call it, and we have put on the marketplace since June this year new home gateways which are vector ready. We have two vendors for this, Sagemcom and Technicolor. And we also, in order to avoid that we have to swap all the modems at the customer side, we have to make what we call vector-friendly upgrades to the legacy home gateways, which is obviously also very technically advanced, and so we've been also doing that with our second generation box providers. We have spent a lot of effort to make these boxes vector friendly. And then obviously you have the IT developments which you need, because all of this needs to be well documented in your systems, and you need also to have all the provisioning tools, also the repair tools available as soon as you go live. So this is really why it takes a while in order to do this. And we see different steps now in the transformation of a VDSL legacy network to a vectoring capable network. And you will, in the next couple of slides, see it depicted visually. So this is the legacy situation. We have the installed base of the CPEs which are offering VDSL2 services at the customer or the enterprise premises. We have the VDSL equipment in the what we call remote optical platform, which is put next to the street cabinet, which we call in Belgium KVD. And that from there, obviously, we have a fiber connection into the local exchange or central office and upward towards the backbone network. So like I've said, we need to make these boxes vector friendly, and we have to introduce the new box, which we call bbox 3, and which we have now in the field. So the current VDSL2 network is in the legacy mode. This is the starting point, and the legacy DSLAM hardware is in the remote optical platform. So the first step then is the CPE upgrade. We need to make the existing modems or vector friendly or vector ready. And for doing that, we need obviously a platform which has a good track record of all the CPEs which we have live in our network. The following step then is the upgrade software on the DSLAM platforms to make the introduction of the new hardware feasible. So all the DSLAMs in the network where we want to offer the vectoring needs to get this software upgrade. The next step then is to swap the hardware in all the remote optical platforms. So like I've said, we have over 21,000 live in the network with VDSL equipment. This will not be done obviously overnight. This needs to be carefully planned. There is an outage related to this, so we have to do it during night, between midnight and 7 in the morning, so that the impact on the customer is as limited as possible. It will in any way be less than an hour of interruption, so that's why we do it during this time frame. So the hardware swap is then removing the legacy hardware, and as you've seen on one of the pictures of the previous presentations, this in itself is not that difficult, and we need to install the new ROP, remote optical platform card, which is the vector card, and the vector processing card in all the ROPs. Then we need to reconfigure our IT systems and to make an update on all the ports in the IT system. So then all the lines on the ROPS are getting the right configuration, and the last step then is really the vectoring activation. So on an individual line basis, and for the services or for the customers who have subscribed to the vectoring services, the vectoring will be activated. So you see, it's not done just like that. It will take a lot of planning, a lot of operational burden in order to do this. But we have tested it and it works. So you see, we have one happy home, the one with the red bullet, which will have or benefit from the vectoring. So we see ourselves a little bit as pioneers because of this competitive situation. We will continue to boost the performance, and we will have the 50 megabit video grade up and running as of Q1 next year. So we will go live with vectoring in Q1 next year. We will, in a second phase, then put the dynamic line management on top of it, reaching the 100 megabit, which we see already as a very decent speed. Also, and I think it was mentioned this morning, I've already said several times, we have a very fierce cable competitor in Belgium who is claiming already now he has 120 megabit. What he forgets to mention, obviously, is that it's being shared between 500 homes. In our case, the 100 megabit will be not shared in the access. It will be a point-to-point connection. So there, the marketing is also important to play its role. So the planning of these transition steps is really key to be successful. And so if everything goes well, I will touch or knock on wood, we will go live on Q1 2014. So thank you for listening, and I'm open to listen to your questions.